I'm still waiting on a car valued at $10,000 that I can get for $3,000. I need one for my daughter urgently.
That's not going to happen.
Willing to pay some down. Trade tickets to rodeo.
No.
For that.
You're pitiful.
Ricky Thomason in here from Decatur, Alabama, writes for the Huntsville Times. Y'all have heard me quote him several times up here. A lot of people don't like you. Thank you, Alec.
A lot of people do, though.
I would be worried if everybody liked you.
Now,
I know that feeling.
We're going to talk about what you're doing in just a second. Now, you had a regular job for 30 years.
Yeah, I was a boiler operator at Cargill in Decatur. And, I quit doing that when they closed the plant and quit paying me. I quit going out there.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. Now, you've been riding.
I have my pride.
You've been writing for the Huntsville Times for how long?
Well, late 90s, I guess, mid to late 90s, something like that. And then writing for the Valley Planet since 2002, 2003, when it came up, I guess. Like that.
Well, good. Well, I know the Valley Planet's hard for me to read, though. The words are about that big. So
Jill denies they're making the print smaller, but I think she can see better than I can, or something. I don't know.
Now, how do you come up? Well, you're a columnist, so that means you voice your opinion on a lot of stuff, and a lot of times people don't agree with that. And to me, you sometimes come across as being more liberal than I'm accustomed to hanging around type folks. Is that true?
Actually, I hate them all. I prefer to call myself the radical middle, where I can sit here and shoot both sides. It just happens to be the Republicans and the conservatives are a little more odious at the moment than the other side, but whichever one's in power, they're going to overreach till they screw it up. And the pendulum swings back.
You are coming. Now, the reason you're here today, we've been wanting to get you up here a time, but just never have gotten in touch with you. You got fully loaded, shooting off his mouth. You're doing a thing coming up next week. That's a paid gig. Is this your first one?
Yes, actually, of this type. We're recording an album. It's sponsored, actually. The tickets are free for the asking, but you have to ask or call y'all, and you can get some, or my website or whatever. But it's the 7th.
Now you're doing a thing tomorrow night down at the Daily Break.
That's just a kind of practice run through.
Now, have you done something like this before?
No.
Why did you want to do a comedy album?
Because I was signed by Winsome Inc., which is a agency type thing.
Oh, you have an agent?
Oh,
I got to get me a friggin' agent.
Yes, of course you do.
Greg Screws is doing a thing this weekend out there.
You need an agent. I mean, college football players have them, apparently. Get you one. They're cheap.
Well, I need to get one. So what can we expect in this comedy? Is it PG or?
We'll call it PG-31.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend you bring your children under 16 or so. But more than a stand-up routine, it's so many people view me as a zoo animal, as you seem to, on what I write and what I've done. But it's more a chance to get to know me and the family I came from and how I got this way. And
now, you grew up in Kataka.
Right.
Well, I grew up in New Hope, so it can't be much worse.
Oh, it's almost as bad as New Hope, yes.
Oh,
But people want to know how I'm still running around free and, you know, unless I'm out on bail. It's about the size of it. So there'll be some explanations of that. Storytelling.
Have you ever been arrested? I have. I'm just trying to see if you have.
Don't knock on wood. I've never been caught.
Oh, okay. So never been incarcerated.
I should have been arrested many times. Yeah.
Well, how do you get the ideas to write the columns on? Because I'll read them. Gloria, I said, man, he's gonna get some complaints on this one.
Right.
Where they're talking about meth heads and you're comparing high school diplomas to kids that make more money if they learn how to make meth. They're going to college and stuff like that. Where are you coming up with this stuff?
Life. It's I look now. I've written between the Huntsville Times and Valley Planet. I've written 600 to 700 columns, and that's a lot. But the more you write, the more you see.
The more you turn in your columns, how many of them are rejected and refused to print?
Well, the first few years, not many, and as the editors and things have changed over the year. Now it's about 20%. If you don't see me in the paper that week, it's not because I didn't submit something.
You weren't in there like 2 weeks ago. I didn't say so. They must have
Well, also, their defense, they are, space is at a premium these days, you know, so there's people that's work there full time that their work may not get in this week because of space limitation.
Gotcha.
Since you haven't found out yet your calling in life, what is it you really want to do now that you're approaching middle age here?
What am I going to do when I grow up?
Yeah.
I'll have to decide that yet. But I found nothing I like better than writing. Unless it's when I was young, I was a disc jockey. And I enjoyed that. I'm a music nut, you know, but that's something else people will do
writing
for free,
to me, though,
just
when
to
I
be
used
on the radio or TV.
When I used to do the country rover, I'd wait till the last minute before I had to write the thing that Liz Hurley and them would read because I just can't think of something. But when it came time to do it, you have to do it.
Under pressure.
Yeah, so do you do that also, or do you just flip something out?
Did you carry one of these?
Okay, well, then what is that?
That is my analog BlackBerry. It's my brain.
Well, you fit right in with me and John.
Sure. I take notes on everything because I find...
Gee, I saw you writing this morning. What did you write when you got here?
What did I write? I wrote where I was and what's going on, and he told me it's going to be on the internet and various cable networks.
Very good.
If you have these thoughts and they're...
Gosh,
I'm not going to forget that. I'll remember it tomorrow. No.
You won't. Why is
2 drinks later, you don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember anything. All right, you're coming up next weekend. Tell people again about what it is and how they can go.
It will be at the Flying Monkey Art Center at Low Mill. It's on the 7th of April, which is a Thursday night, and you can go by winning tickets on your show, or the website, www.rickythomason.com, and even my personal email address, ask pretty much for tickets. We keep it by invitation. For one thing, it's mainly you want a friendly audience. If you're going to venture out on
any hecklers.
Right, you're going to. Well, I can handle the hecklers pretty well most of the time, but still, most people do stand up. Comedy or whatever they want to do. They practice, 3-4 years to get into this.
So how much practice have you had?
It's coming up on 4 weeks.
Well, good.
You're ready.
Well, Ricky, it was a pleasure to have you over here. I certainly enjoy your articles on Sunday mornings. Again, if you don't see one, it means they edited it out. And
or space was at a premium.
We're going to give away some tickets right now to see Ricky in concert. Is that what they call it?
4 tickets.
4 tickets. Call Tony, 230-4988. You'll win them. Hear him live next week. As long as you're over 16, you can have the tickets. Ricky, it's a pleasure to have you. I look forward to getting you over here more. I look like you're a morning person.
Oh, definitely. I am. Usually up this time. I'm still up this time of morning rather than getting up.
Well, you do a great job at what you do, too. So, anyway, thanks for coming over and look forward to having you back. We got to take a break. Johnny Lee Dees celebrating his big birthday today. Our minister from down at Cross Point Church coming up next. Y'all hang on.